if Sidney Crosby had a concussion and the doctors allowed him to play in this game number 7, when you usually, if you have a concussion, you have to sit out for 7 to 10 days. The Pittsburgh Penguins should be fined, and Sidney Crosby should be suspended. When you look at the Rangers and what the Rangers did in the series, it is remarkable. It really is. Because even though it was the Pittsburgh Penguins, they have obviously the notoriety. They're a team that's been there before. They've won Stanley Cups. Sid, Letang, Malkin, they all won Stanley Cups. And this was the last time all 3 players are probably going to play together on one team because of the salary cap issue that the Pittsburgh Penguins have. This series with the New York Rangers, what is he saying? Stupid take.
Can't suspend a player because of a concussion.
You could suspend a player when he cannot play in a 7 to 10 day skid with a concussion. Yes, you can. You could suspend a player. Absolutely can. It's a stupid take. If he had a concussion, he cannot play in a game unless he signed waivers, which he didn't sign waivers. Jeff. And how do I know that? Because I played hockey. Why? Don't put Jeff on right now. You tell Jeff he can call back. He could put him on a little bit later. Honestly, when you look at this series, and I know people are going to look at why the Rangers didn't play well. Zibanejad did not have a good series until game number 5, 6, and 7. Panarin was horrible this series. Absolutely disgraceful. They lost players. Motts didn't play until game number 6. There were certain players that were not involved with this roster, which have been involved with this roster when they were on their winning ways in the regular season. The reason why the Rangers won this series was really the fact that the Pittsburgh Penguins weren't healthy. Now, Jarry, and everybody's going to blame Jarry in game number 7. The guy hasn't been on the ice in how many months? Month and a half? Do you expect a guy to get into a net in game number 7 and win a game even though he was an all-star? I look at this series and I wonder what Ranger fans were thinking when they were going into game number 5. Down 3-1. And what is he saying now? Ridiculous dumb take. A doctor has cleared him. It's not a player's fault, Earl. It's dumb. First of all, a doctor cleared him. How does a doctor clear somebody that just had a concussion 2 days before game number 7? How does a doctor clear it? Unless he didn't have a concussion, Jeff. There's no way you can get cleared in 2 days from a concussion, you idiot. Do you know anything about hockey? You say you played hockey. Okay, if you know anything about concussions, they don't go away in 2 days, you idiot. If he was diagnosed with a concussion, he cannot play for 7 to 10 days. That is an NHL rule. So who's dumb on that? If a doctor cleared him when he did have a partial concussion, that's not Crosby's fault? Yes, it is. The team will be fined. And listen, the NHL is going to investigate this because Sidney Crosby has come out and spoken and said whatever he had to say after the game. And Sidney Crosby threw his team under the bus. Again, I'm not going to blame Sidney Crosby on why they lost this series. I'm not going to blame Malkin because they lost this series. Sidney Crosby played well when he did play. And really, this team has been fighting injury all season long. This is an old team. Everybody keeps talking about, well, they've got some young players, and there are certain players that the Penguins are going to want to move up from their triple. Well, that's not their AHL team. Well, it's their AAA team. And there's a couple of good defensemen, and that's why I don't think they're going to re-sign Letang. He's going to be gone. Malkin, I think they did offer Letang and Malkin $5 million a year, or $6 million each. They thought it was disgraceful on the offers that they offered them, and that has a lot to do with their cap. And the NHL cap is just so bad. It's not like the NBA. It's not like the NFL. The cap is just horrendous. And a lot of teams are going to have problems fighting that and figuring out how they can work players in free agency, or how they're going to re-sign players in the offseason. The Rangers played well the last 3 to 4 games of this series. They did. But I listen to Ranger fans, and they make it seem like Shesterkin is the reason why. What is he saying now?
Crosby should be suspended. You've turned into the beef.
Okay. Crosby should be suspended. If he had a concussion, he should not be putting himself into the game. And obviously should have signed a waiver. And you can say whatever you want. You want to call me the beef, whatever you want, Jeff. I could care less what you write. And I'm not going to pay attention to any stupid things that you're going to post up on the board right now, because I'm trying to get into my monologue, and you have something to say about everything, because that's what you do. You say stupid things. If Crosby put himself in harm's way, yes, he should be suspended. He didn't do anything? Call up, Jeff. Please, call up. I'm going to put your ass on the phone, because you obviously know nothing about hockey. Because if you're going to tell me that a concussion that he claimed he had, or whatever, the doctors claimed he had, and he decides to, I don't know, play, okay? It's his fault. It's partially his fault. Put him in. I don't want to hear this stupidity. He wants to butt in like everything else. What are you going to say, Jeff? What are you going to say?
What a ridiculously horrible take. You can't suspend a player because a doctor cleared him. Like, you can suspend the doctor. You can't suspend Crosby. What a ridiculously dumb take. It's so typical of you to be like, suspend Crosby.
That's right.
He plays.
That's right.
That's so stupid.
Really, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. He puts himself. No. He puts himself. He puts himself in harm's way. No, he doesn't, Jeff.
Sign a waiver.
That's right.
What is this, Little League?
That's the way hockey is played, buddy. That is the way hockey is played. Yes, it is. You put yourself. You're a multi-millionaire. You're getting a multi-million-dollar contract. If you're not, yeah, what? What are you gonna say, Jeff?
You see a lot of NHL players signing waivers, huh? They all sign waivers, don't they?
How much is Sidney Crosby? How much is Sidney Crosby? How much? Let me speak for a second instead of. Okay, fine. I'm the beef 2.0. How much does Sidney Crosby make a year?
I don't know, 8 million, 9 million. What? It's in that area, whatever it is.
Okay, he's making $9 million.
He took less.
He's making $9 million a year as an NHL player. That means he's the highest paid player on his team. He's one of the best players in the NHL.
He's not the highest paid player on his team, but good for you. Good try.
Who's the highest paid player on his team?
Malkin took more. Malkin got more.
Malkin's not making $9 million a year.
Malkin got more.
No, he's not.
He was on the Spit and Chicklets podcast.
Speedy, look that up.
Crosby's at 8.7. I'm trying to find Malkin.
Find Malkin. Malkin's not making more than Sidney Crosby. And that's why Malkin's pissed off right now, because he was offered $5 million that his contract's up this year, and that's why he's going to be gone. He wanted more money, and he's not getting it. So
they just insulted him with the terrible contract that he had.
Well,
yeah, Malkin's on 9.5 a year.
Oh, Malkin's not making more. You know hockey. Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Malkin's making 9.5. Is his contract up right now?
His contract
is up right now. I know it is. It's up.
It is.
Yes, it's up right now. But this last season, he was making more. So good for you. Good
okay,
try.
He's making 9.5. What was his full contract before this year? What was he making? He wasn't making 9.5.
More than Crosby. He
wasn't making. Hold on 1 second. Shut up for a second. What was he making? What was the contract? The full contract
was 9 years over the course of 100. It was 8 years, $76 million in total.
$76 million
signed in 2014. Yes.
So what does that equal out to?
$76 million.
What does it equal out to yearly? Because it's not 9.5.
It is 9.5.
It's exactly 9.5.
Exactly 9.5.
9.5 every single year.
Yep. The last 2 years, it's been 4.5 base salary and $5 million signing bonus. The last two, and then every other year has been just base salary 9.5.
What he's doing is he's trying hard to try to justify.
No, because I want to know what they. Shut up, Jeff. That's not how NHL contracts work. Because right now, they're no really. So you're saying all NHL contracts are like that? All NHL contracts are like that.
Dude, every contract is individual, and you know that. But Malkin was the highest paid player on the team.
Fine, whatever. You're saying all NHL contracts are like that. Split out.
No,
they get a $76 million.
I said they're all individual. You're the one that keeps saying, "Oh, you're saying no." I'm saying they're all individual.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked for $76 million contract in a 9 or 10 year skid. I wanted to know what was he making $9.5 million right now and not making $9.5 million every single year. I want to know but not all contracts are like that. So that's why I asked. I don't know. I don't have it in front of my computer. So how would I know? Anyways, getting back into what I was saying. If Sidney Crosby had a concussion, which there is no guarantees that he did or he didn't. Okay?
He definitely did. Like, let's be honest. He definitely did. I'm not saying that he didn't.
All right. So if he had a concussion, how do you get cleared by a doctor in 2 days?
Yeah, it's probably something shady. I get it, but you also can't blame Sidney Crosby. It's not something he can be suspended.
He put himself in harm's way.
You can suspend the doctor, right? You can do all of that. You can't suspend You can't suspend a player because a doctor said, screw it, you're fine. You can't go, oh, that's it. He was wrong, so you're suspended. You're on like this whole power kick of like trying to like say someone should be suspended to try to have like a hot take, and it's really just dumb. You can't suspend Sidney Crosby because a doctor cleared him. It's just dumb.
So if a doctor clears him, they can't suspend him, even though he put himself in harm's way and he's under contract by the team.
Can't. Yeah, no, they can't.
I disagree. I absolutely believe that they can. And if the NHL investigates this to be true, and if it is true, I'm telling you,
they can find the team, and
they're going to find the team. They could lose a draft pick too.
That's maybe they can. You still can't suspend Sidney Crosby. He didn't do anything wrong.
He didn't do anything wrong. He knew he had a concussion. He put himself in harm's way, but he didn't do anything wrong.
But if a doctor tells you you're fine, as far as I
know, he told the doctor that he was fine.
Well, of course he did.
So
of course he did.
So what? So you're telling me if I told the doctor right now that I'm fine, I have no concussion, I take the test and I pass. I pass every concussion protocol, even though I know that I'm having headaches and all that other stuff. I already know that.
All you'd have to do is play this show to the doctor, and he would not clear you.
Okay. Play this show. Okay.
He would know that you're not okay.
You're an idiot. Okay.
I'm an idiot. You're calling for Sidney Crosby to be suspended for something he didn't even do.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Stupidity. Pure stupidity.
Pure stupidity.
This is like.
Why would Sidney Crosby bring it up after the game? Why would Sidney Crosby bring it up after the game? If Sidney Crosby didn't have a concussion.
Dude, he's had like a dozen, of course.
Why did he bring it up at the end of the game, Jeff? Why did he mention this story? Because he wanted to make an excuse. That's why. Sidney Crosby made an excuse.
Well, he's not a Rangers fan, so excuses don't really come from him.
Listen, I'm not a Ranger fan either. But why would Sidney Crosby bring it up?
Rangers fans are the lowest of the low. They're New Yorkers. They're absolute scum.
Okay, we're not talking about the Ranger fans right now. We're talking about Sidney Crosby. Why would Sidney Crosby bring this story up after the fact that they got eliminated? You know why he brought it up? Do you know why he brought it up? I'll tell you why he brought it up. Because he's trying.
He's getting suspended.
No, because he's trying to bring up an excuse, make an excuse on why the Rangers came back in this series.
That's right.
So he threw himself under the bus, and he threw his team under the bus.
Good. Let's suspend him for excuses. That should be suspendable, right?
That's not what I'm talking about, Jeff. And that's the problem with you, Jeff. I respect some of your takes, but you're going to sit here and tell me I'm stupid when Sidney Crosby is the one that was stupid enough to bring it up after the fact.
You can't suspend him if a doctor cleared him. You can't do it. It's a horrible take. It's absolutely.
Well, let me tell you something. I could tell a doctor to clear me too. If I have a concussion and he looks at my eyes and he says, "Okay, I don't see anything."
The problem with your whole like plot and plan of suspending
It's not my plot. It's not a plan.
It has to be an independent doctor from the league. That's who has to do it. So guess what? What are they going to suspend him for? Because it has to be a league doctor that clears him.
Whatever, Jeff. I'm not going to sit here.
I guess you don't know. No, because you accused me of not knowing hockey, and now when you're finding out, it has to be a league doctor that clears them. Guess who doesn't know hockey?
So you're telling me a league doctor had to clear him?
Yes, an independent doctor has to clear him.
Lead doctor did not clear him. I didn't hear anything about a lead doctor.
Then he wouldn't have been cleared for the game.
So you're going to sit here and tell me after
that he wouldn't have been
all right.
for
So
the game.
after 2 games after having a concussion, a league doctor cleared him. That's so stupid.